Hello, I'm Toby Hodges. Welcome aboard Hanse's new 360. Look at that, doing a clever 360. So I'm showing you the interior first because it is chucking it down out there. We're in Palma, Mallorca, but it's a good old rain shower out there. So before I get my wet weather gear on and before the interior gets wet, I'm showing you the inside. And this is, we're just leaving the dock from Club de Mar in Mallorca. So engine's on. We just used the bow thrust, I heard, as well. So we've always got a bow thruster on here. There we go. And this is the prototype model. So it is a 3-cabin boat. You see, 3-cabin, 2 heads, or it can be a 3+1, or it can be a 2-cabin and 1 heads boat. So basically that cabin and the head shower area stay, whatever the format. And that is a good size heads and shower. So that stays. And then you play with the options around here and the galley, because the galley, if you have a 2-cabin version, this basically galley space extends to give yourself a 95-litre fridge freezer, big fridge freezer space, and then you know, utility space, you know, basically a massive locker which you can access from the cockpit. And then forward, your choice is as is, so a sort of 3/4 size double here. It's still long, it's still plenty of beam where you need it, where your shoulders are. Forward, still 1.4 meters wide, I think, but you get your own heads area in here, and yeah, that does have a roving shower top in there, so it can be a wet area that you shower in as well, or you can obviously go up and use the aft shower compartment. But I think that's a great solution. I've just come off another 35-footer sort of, and you don't get anything like this. That's a proper master cabin, has its own heads, if you want it. And it shows you, you know, it is exactly 35, well, it's 35.5 foot hull length on this boat, but it really feels like a big 35-footer. That shows you what your modern, having your full volume, modern full beam up forward here gives you. There's plenty of headroom here. I'm going to say 6'2" above my head. Space to get in here, close the door, change, put your clothes away. Lighting's nice, it's bright. The finish quality seems pretty good as well. This is in an Alpio. This saloon has a couple of options available too, so you can have an aft facing chart table here, which you'd lose that drawer below it. Oh sorry, that's a panel there for AC converter, and that, yeah, so that would be where your foot went below the chart table. That could also be a drawer fridge space, I think, below there, or you have it like this with your sort of, I guess, instrument panel and charts, no chart table, but instruments around that area. This has an optional saloon table, so rather than a sort of fixed space there, you've got this big leafed up version that joins this seat here, and then extra drawer wine bottle space below it. And there is a sort of, I guess, a chaise, a sort of footrest. Yeah, so that slides out and then you use the backrest there to fill in. So that means you either sit with your feet up a little bit, I guess your feet dangle off the edge, depends how tall you are, or you sit one extra around this table. And if you're desperate to, I think you could sleep on that. I'm 5'10". Without that backrest there, I can sleep on it. Or I can lie down on it, I should say. Well, I can sleep on it. raised stowage outboard here. And then just a conventional sort of C-shaped galley format there. Small double sink, lift up fridge with a front opening section as well. And then, yeah, just sort of stowage surrounding the work surface and stove space. And I'll show you, that cabin is very similar to this one, but I'll show you this one because there's no cushions on here and bags. So good size double. No hull windows back here, but good size hanging wardrobe, and that's the same on the port side as well. And they have the engine access from the side as well from these cabins, but the main access from obviously under the companionway steps. That door making quite a lot of noise. And there's another look at the heads and that separate shower compartment there, which is excellent, really good size, got a stand-up shower. This one has the uprated Yanmar engine on it, but I'll put it in the specs at the end so I don't have to shout over this. Right, now time to go and get wet. Didn't believe me. Have a look at that. So we've got some good old stormy med weather out here, but we're making the most of it. Came out of Club de Mar in Palma, and we set the self-tacking head sail, and immediately just doing sort of 6 knots in about 12 apparent, and then we've unwound this code 0 and done a couple of long legs with this, and it's just easy is the main word I comes to mind. You know, we're fetching along now at 70 degrees to apparent, making 7 knots in 11 knots apparent. That's good figures really, and it's just very, very easy sailing. You don't have to concentrate too hard, basically. It's what a cruising yacht should be like. So yes, self-tacking head sail gives you that benefit, but this is just such a popular option to have that it's almost considered a standard, really, having a furling code 0, which allows you to reach along in these light wind conditions and make the most of it. So you can see that's sheeted from that block to the forward of those winches. They use the aft winch really for the German-led main sheet. That's quite a neat setup as well, is having that winch raised up above that allows the running rigging to come under it to those jammers. So you just use that as a sheeting winch. And another thing I like is, you know, the cockpit design. It's sometimes when you get a big cockpit area like this, which has got good sized coamings, you know, especially with the spray hood up here, you feel in a good protected space in this cockpit. But sometimes with these, trying to maximise the cockpit volume can squash these aft quarters, but I actually find that quite a comfortable helming position. You've got the backstay there, which is just sort of starting to interfere with Andy's shoulder a bit, but I found I could wedge in that side or to leeward here quite comfortably, especially down here where you got a nice view of the telltales. And it's just it's a responsive single rudder Berret-Racoupeau design. As I say, sort of last one of the range, and they've sort of been finessing it all the way through, all the way down, I should say, really. And it's what a family cruising yacht should be, really. Fun, easy, and responsive sailing. So just before it absolutely chucks it down again, It's quite lively. So yeah, you got a good sized spray hood. Sheets are easily managed. Nice tail bags for them in front of the wheels. Got your instrument repeaters right here by the helms as well. And then cockpit quarter lockers. This one has a grill option for it on that central. So you've got a grill under there, under the bench, so you can stand on the swim platform to grill your fish. A little gap on it, which means you don't slide all the way down the bench. You can wedge yourself into that gap. There goes another Ryanair flight into Mallorca. And this boat has the upgraded sails as well. So it would come with Dacron sails, but this has Epex membrane sails from Elvstrom as well, which makes that bit of difference as well, really, having a really nice good shape to them, including with the head sail and this Code Zero obviously. And then no cockpit locker on that starboard side, that space given to that aft starboard cabin, but you got a shallow bench locker on this side. And as I said, if you took the 2 cabin version, that would be a full drop through locker, so you'd be able to access that from inside or outside. Still making over 7 knots here in 14 apparent at 60 to the apparent. So before that arrives on us, I'm going to get my wet weather gear on again, and hope you enjoyed the quick sail tour. This boat starts at 185,900 ex-tax. So with all the options we've got, including these sails, bow thruster, electric heads, extra plotters, instruments, different trim types, etc. This boat costs another 100 on that, so about 280,000 ex-tax. Hope you enjoyed the tour. See you next time. In case you didn't believe me about the rain.